Alright, welcome. I'm going to attempt to do a tutorial on how to build the wind tower. I've got all the parts to make the tallest wind tower. Um, if you look at the load charts, I do not have a crane yet that will do it. If you do it based off of the game, you do. Um, so you'll notice I've got the LR1600-2. I've got an SDW, so a heavy boom with a luffing jib. The main boom is 102 meters tall. The luffing jib is 78 meters tall, if I remember correctly. So there we go. Um, the other thing is I have a 6-line hook because I thought I was going to be able to have the capacity and the height. The 6-line hook is what you need for capacity, but you will not be able to lift the full height. Well, you'll be able to lift it. You won't be able to get the hook down close enough. Um, So if you do this the same way, you will need a 4-line hook, which will give you the ability to lower it down. It doesn't have the capacity in real life, but the game it should be okay. Um, so everything you see here is what you'll need, right? What I've done is inside the zip folder, and once I release this, you'll have a lift height data Excel spreadsheet, and that's what this is behind it. Okay, and what you need is this allows you to build the tower, right? So you do the base, you can do ground from 24 meters to 60 meters. I'm going to do the tallest one, so we're going to go all the way up to 60. Then you always have to have a base as well. And then here is where it can differ. So you can do the base, the ground anywhere. With what we're doing, the tallest, what we can do, the tallest, sorry, is a middle, middle, and then a top. Um, you can do just the ground, a base, and a top, and that'll be one of the smallest. And then if you do like 24 meters, that'll be really, really short. Um, but since we want to do the tallest, this is what I'm going to do. What it'll give you is gives you the lift height, so how tall that particular component is from the ground when you're installing it or assembling it. So the ground is 60 meters, then this brings you up to 80, 107, 134, 158 meters. Should be 161. I messed up somewhere. Not too bad. Then you have hook height, which basically adds 6 meters on top of that, roughly. Some of it would be more depending on what kind of lifting tool. And it also tells you the component weight. The last thing it does is it gives you the tower name. So with this configuration, it's a G60BMMT. So G is for the ground, 60 is how tall that one is, B is the base, M middle, middle, so middle, middle, T is for the top. And that's used for things that you have inside making sure you have the right uh, blade lengths. And if you want to do the ground transformer to actually earn income from it, you'll need to match that up. So then we're also going to do the nacelle. We're going to do the nacelle with lift tool. Then we've got next biggest thing. So then biggest thing we're going to have to lift is this drivetrain with gearbox. That's 81,000 kilograms. That's why the LR1600 doesn't have the capacity to lift that at 168 meters, or higher than 168 meters. So not completely realistic, but it shall work. Okay. So I'm going to start showing you how to put things together. So I don't need to save this. All right. Here we go. So you'll notice the truck has the ground base on it. This is in transport mode. So what we're going to do, the one thing you really need to do, get back to the crane, you need a very good flat spot. Okay. So if you go shop, go to construction, landscaping, and level, right? So what you're going to want to do is make this as big as you can get it. It should be right there. It's a circle. And that will be basically the base for your wind tower. So you need to have a level base that large in order to get that base down. Okay, so we're going to move this forward to make it a little bit easier to pick up. Yeah. Okay. Now, now we can start maneuvering the crane. All right. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the middle of the level circle that we placed. Now we go up to it, and you need the mobile shop Now we're going to put that into the 60 meter. So now you can see, so we've got a 60 meter tower, our ground section started. Okay. All right, I think this is the, it feels like the 15th time I've tried to do this. I've made some updates to the LR 1600-2 as well as the tower to get everything to work a little bit better. I'll go over updates for the 1600-2 in another video because this is going to be specifically for the tower. So I've also added a tower lift tool, and this will attach and allow the tower to rotate as it's being picked up. At some point I will create another tool so you can do a dual lift. That way the tower is not grinding on the ground. So it's a little bit more realistic. I have an idea of how to do that. I just need a little bit of time to implement it and test to see if it actually works. So without further ado, let's continue this video. It's going to be broken up into multiple sections. So the first one's just going to be the tower, and then we'll get into the nacelle. Last will probably be the hub and the blades, because the nacelle has all those parts that go into it. So, all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach and with this. What we want to do is we want to try to keep the slings vertical and right above the top of the tower, so that as we're lifting, it's lifting vertically on the crane, because that's really good practice with a crane, because cranes are meant to lift vertically, not at an angle. Yeah, I'm getting it at an angle there. Sometimes it's hard to figure which all the different directions out. The more you do it, the better you get at it. So I've definitely gotten a lot better just doing the video. Raise up the ballast tray. Though I have noticed the crane is more stable with the ballast tray on the ground. So if stuff moves, if your load starts bouncing around, try lowering the ballast tray and get some on the ground. That'll help. We are almost vertical. There we go. Ooh. And I just lost that contract for damaging the tower sections. I'm glad it's just farm sim. Alright, so see how it wobbled a little bit, and then I dropped down here's wobbling a little bit more, so I'm dropping down the ballast tray, and that's helping to stabilize it. Could be that I don't have the right ballast on it as well. I'm still working on the Excel to get that to function right. Alright, up we go. Sorry, I'm making dinner at the same time I'm doing the video. Now we're gonna try to get it as close as we can. We're gonna rotate it. Gotta bring it up a little bit more now. We're gonna swing it to the right. Camera left, crane right. A bit higher. What you want to try to do is get those ladders to line up. And then cancel out the pendular motion. Now what we can do, we can go into the tower, turn it on. This is, we're inside the little elevator. See, just like this. Then we can raise it up. So our workers can come on out. The enter and exit node for the tower is inside the elevator. So you can't, I don't think you can exit at this level because I don't think I have a collision on that floor. But at the very top there will be collisions you'll be able to walk out on. All right, so we're pretty close, just need to get it a little bit. Lift it up just a little bit. Swing it out a little bit. A little bit to the left. A little bit out again. And then once you get that attacher icon, you can attach. and the crane will automatically detach. Keep in mind when you do that, if you have a lot of ballast and your ballast is raised, your crane is going to flip over that way. So what you need to do is you need to ground your ballast. So it's already done. I just didn't tell you guys I did that. And then attach to the main tower. All right. So now what we're going to do is we need to detach the ballast. Oops. No. I know what I did. Shoot. I attached to the tower again. There we go. Okay. So now let's detach Control Q to detach that. Now what we can do is we can slew the crane around. Start lowering the hook. Right about there should do it. We're going to rotate the hook. There should be slings there. I will get that corrected. But now we can move the ballast tray into position for the next lift. Now there should do it. There we go. Oop, a little bit too far. There we go. Now we can drop the ballast tray, turn the crane around. Pick up our next tower. See you for the next lift. Next piece is the base. Or the base tower. Well, it looks like I now need to figure out what's going on with the crane. It's the world's fastest crane.